Hi everyone, it's Lindey. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to walk you guys through how I do all of my shipping. So not too long ago, I took you guys through my entire listing process for eBay. And one of the next questions I started getting was, how do you ship stuff? And so I wanted to do an all-around encompassing video showing you my exact process for not only getting everything together and printing the labels, but also the act of actually packaging the item and the supplies that I use, as well as the mindset that I take when I'm actually packaging the items. Before we get started, I wanted to take just a minute to thank the sponsor of this video. Home Chef is always a really big supporter of my channel, as well as the mission to inspire hustle-at-home entrepreneurs. Lately, I have been obsessed with the oven-ready meals that they're doing. If you watched my video about how I list on eBay, you'll see that my husband did one of those oven-ready meals for me because I was just so busy. But it was literally throwing everything in a pan that they provide, putting it in the oven, and then dinner was ready. It was seriously so simple. My husband couldn't mess it up. It was awesome. So I am actually on my own this week. My husband was sent away on a work trip to help relief with Hurricane Dorian. So I decided to coordinate my Home Chef box for this week. That way I didn't have to worry about what I was going to eat, because honestly, when I'm on my own, life is a lot more stressful, obviously. So the last thing I want to do is try to plan what I'm going to eat. And I'm not one of those people that can eat a ham and cheese sandwich for lunch and dinner. I'm just not. These oven-ready meals are literally no prep, no mess. All I have to do is pull it out of the fridge, put it in a pan, stick it in the oven, and then I've got dinner. Not only that, but I kind of feel like I need to treat myself just a little bit since I am on my own and I do get kind of busy. And what better way to treat yourself than with some good food? Am I right? And Home Chef would like to gift my viewers a special coupon code that gets you $80 off. That's $20 off your first 4 boxes when you order from Home Chef. So make sure to check my video description, because that link is going to be down there and it'll get you $80 off for you to try Home Chef yourself. And you guys, they do not disappoint, especially with these oven-ready meals. Life-changing. All right, so now let's talk about shipping. So now before you can ship the items, you have to pull the items from your inventory. I like to try to do that the night before, right before I go to sleep. That way I can wake up in the morning and the items are already pulled. I don't have to, first thing in the morning when I'm groggy, go through and try to find merchandise. So, first thing in the morning, there might be a couple items that sold overnight, but for the most part, everything is pulled and ready to be shipped. And now in my experience, I really don't like packaging and putting labels on multiple items all at the same time. I just feel like there's too many chances for me to mix up packages. So I actually only weigh and package items 2 at a time. So I will take 2 items of different weights. Let's just say this one is 4 ounces and this one is 8 ounces. And I'll weigh them, put them in their packaging, and then I'll go over to the bulk shipping and I will print labels 2 at a time. I just find when I do labels 2 at a time, it leaves very little room for error. I'm not going to accidentally swap labels on half of my items. When you're doing 2 items at a time, it's really hard to mess that up. So now let's talk about my favorite shipping supplies. Now, when I say favorite, it's obviously not, my love affair with shipping supplies, but rather the ones that I use the most often for shipping small items. Because a lot of the items that I'm selling are very, very small and they tend to go first class, and a lot of them weigh under 12 ounces. Actually, a lot of them weigh about 4 ounces because cosmetics are super lightweight. So the item that I probably use the most of are these small boxes. So this box right here, oh look, it says it on here. And of course, I will have all of these items linked in the video description below so that you can go check them out yourself. So this box is a 6-inch by 4-inch by 3-inch box. It's very, very small and it's very, very lightweight. I probably go through 50 of these boxes every single week. I use them very, very frequently. These are what I will put small, more expensive cosmetics in, or small boxes of supplements that I don't want to get smashed in a bubble mailer. I will use these teeny tiny little boxes the most of all of the supplies. The next step up from there are the eBay boxes. Now, the reason why I don't use these more often than these, they're very similar in size. It's actually only 1 inch bigger. Like this is a 6 by 3 by 3, or I'm sorry, this is a 6 by 4 by 3, and this is a 6 by 4 by 4. So this one is only 1 inch bigger. And the reason why I don't use as many of these, number one, is because I don't really need that extra inch most of the time. Sometimes I do, but not always. But also because these boxes are a little bit more expensive than these per unit. They are also a little bit heavier. So the awesome thing about these little boxes is they only weigh about 1 ounce, where this box weighs about 2 ounces. You know, it is definitely, you can't really tell, but I can feel the difference. This one definitely weighs a little bit more, which also means it's better quality, but I haven't had any issues with these. So these I do get for free using my shipping supply coupon. If you have a store on eBay, every single quarter you get a shipping supply coupon, and so I will usually use that shipping supply coupon to buy these boxes, and I will also use it to buy eBay tape. I go through a lot of tape, so I prefer to get the tape for free using the shipping supply coupon. So then the next item I use the most are these little bubble mailers. So I believe that these are 6 inch by 9 inch. They're basically large enough to fit a DVD in. That's about the size of these. But I use these the most for small cosmetics. Whenever I ship cosmetics, most of the time it's gonna go in here unless it's over $10. If it's over $10, chances are I'm gonna put it in a box. But for the most part, all cosmetics will go in one of these little bubble mailers. And then there's like an 8 by 10 size bubble mailer that I will use. And these I also get from eBay. I don't get these as often with my shipping supply coupon, but I will buy the larger eBay bubble mailers. And this I will tend to put larger boxes of supplements that maybe are a little bit better quality so they can withstand, you know, being in a bubble mailer, or they were under $10. And then when it comes to protecting the items, my absolute favorite thing to use with the kind of merchandise that I sell is the packaging paper. I really love using the packaging paper because I can just wrap it around an item, stick it inside of a box, and it does not move. It, like, you can shake that box and it stays put. So the first thing that I like to go for is the packaging paper. And then I will also use bubble wrap. And then I will also use air packs. Now, I will use these a lot of the times if I'm putting small items in boxes. I will just stick a couple of these in the box, or sometimes the really the smallest box that I use, one of these air pockets is enough to fill the entire box. So I like to use these too. And then of course I do have just some regular 9 by 12 poly mailers in the event that I might need them, but I really don't use them too frequently. As well as a really wide variety of free priority shipping supplies. So if you didn't know already, you can go to USPS.com and get several priority shipping supplies for free. The main ones that I use are the priority flat rate envelopes, the priority padded envelopes, and then the regional A boxes. Those are the ones that I use the most frequently. And then of course, last but not least, this probably should have been at the top of my list because I have to use it for every single package without fail, and that is a digital scale. If you are going to sell online, especially if you're selling on eBay, you must have a digital scale. All right, now that I've showed you all of the primary supplies that I use on a regular basis while I do shipping, I'm going to actually show you how I ship a lot of the standard items that I sell in my store. A question that I get a lot is, how do you safely ship small items? Well, I'm going to show you exactly how I do that right now. So here's another tip for you. Make sure to have a designated area for shipping. This is just a workbench that I found at Menards, and I basically made it to hold all of the shipping supplies that I use on a regular basis. It makes the job so much easier because I can just stand in one place and get all of my shipping done. My printer is on it and my computer is right next to it. So it's okay to start at your dining table, but I do highly recommend getting a dedicated section in your house for shipping if you're going to make this an actual business. And I apologize that I didn't clean it up for you. I wanted you to see what real life was like at my shipping station. It's not that neat and tidy. It's kind of a mess.
Right now I'm shipping a set of 2 bottles of sunscreen. Now it does weigh over a pound, so I do need to send it priority, but I'm opting to use the regular priority envelopes, the flat rate envelopes instead of the padded flat rate envelopes, because these bottles in particular, they're in a partial box and they lay nice and flat. So really all I'm gonna do is just put them in a bag just in case they leak, and then I want to wrap it in some sort of paper to give it some sort of protection during shipping. I didn't really feel like it needed bubble wrap. Paper is fine, and so it just slides in there nice, and then I'm just going to close it up and make sure to securely wrap it up with some tape, and then that's going to be good to go. The next item is just a small boxed item. Someone paid about $20 for it, so I want to make sure it doesn't end up getting smashed, so I am putting it in a box. There is a lot of extra space, so I'm just going to stick some air jackets in there. It doesn't really add a lot of weight, so that's nice. And really, that's all there is to it. I don't want to put that in a bubble mailer because I don't want it to end up smashed, because someone did spend a pretty good amount of money on it, and it's also a hair care product. Same thing with this little boxed item. I'm using the box that I showed you guys that I use the most, which is the 6x4 by 3 inch box. It was absolutely perfect for this teeny tiny little item. Again, I'm just going to stick one single air jacket in there just so it doesn't jostle around too much. Tape it up, but then the most significant thing about this is demonstrating how exactly I put the labels on this tiny box. So obviously the label is bigger than the box itself, so what I do is I just fold down the sides, and then I fold in the bottom, and then completely fold it over, kind of like wrapping a present. And then what I do is I just take the tape and I just wrap it completely around the item. That way the label doesn't start to peel off and risk coming off the package completely. This next one is something I'm so excited to share with you guys because I've never showed this tip before. But what I'm doing is I'm shipping 3 bottles of gummy vitamins. Now, they do weigh over a pound being all put together, so they do need to go priority, but I'm going to save money by putting them in a regular flat rate envelope instead of a padded flat rate envelope. So all I'm doing is securing the sides with tape to make sure that it doesn't split, and I am using a priority box. It's the 1096L priority box. When you fold it up and get it all ready to go, it will fit perfectly inside of a flat rate envelope. So I'm just going to wrap up the vitamins in bubble wrap, stick it inside this box, close it up. I'm just going to secure it with a little bit of tape, and then it's just going to slide oh so beautifully into the flat rate envelope. So instead of paying the $7.33 for the padded, I'm just paying the $6.75 and saving that money. And those bottles are definitely secure inside that package. And then because they are gummy, I really don't want them to melt. So I'm just going to write "No sunlight, please" on the package. Most cosmetics I usually ship in a small bubble mailer because for the most part they weigh 2 or 3 ounces. I don't need to worry about them getting smashed or damaged. So one of these 6 by 9 inch mailers is perfect. The label fits on there nice. I just secure up the sides with some tape to make sure it doesn't peel off, drop them in, and call it good. These items, on the other hand, they're in really flimsy packaging and I do not want them to get crushed. So I am going to go ahead and put them in one of those really super small boxes. It's still going to weigh only 4 ounces because it's super lightweight. I'm just going to stick an air pocket in there get it all taped up, and then again, same thing with the label. The label is bigger, so I'm gonna have to fold down the sides and then wrap around it with tape so it doesn't peel up, and then it's good to go. Now these Mucinex boxes, these are actually going to go in the 6x4x4 eBay box that I was talking about, because the 4 of them put together are just a little bit too big for the other one, and they're just going to fit in there perfectly. Doesn't even need any filler. Now I'm going to show you how I do liquids. I always make sure to wrap it in a bag, so if it leaks, it doesn't go all over everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bagged item and I'm going to wrap it up in some packing paper. I'm using packing paper because if you use enough of it, the item will not move. The less it moves, the less likely it is to leak everywhere. And now I'm telling you, that sucker is in there. Listen, nothing. It ain't moving. Oh yeah.
Now that all my shipping is done, I'm gonna go make myself some dinner. I am starving. So my husband was the lucky one that got to make the oven ready dish the last time, but I get to do it this time. We're doing the Cajun chicken with rice and green beans. The fact that all of that is going to be in one pan, that's gonna be cool. You will notice no pots or pans anywhere in sight. This is the only thing you need. When they say no prep, no mess, they're not kidding. That's it. It's ready for the oven. Dinner's ready. All right, I'm gonna go eat. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and videos like it, please give it a thumbs up so that I know. Questions or comments, leave down in the comments below. Don't forget to check the video description. I'll put some useful information in there, and please do subscribe if you'd like to see more content. I'll see you guys with my next video. Bye-bye.